timer to go. This timer's not accurate, but whatever. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Greetings, fellow geeks and gamers. Sleep Sunday here. Very, very late start. I apologize, but we're gonna continue our pieces. We've got a couple more moves for tag. We're gonna do those real quick. Excuse me. We have 3 more I definitely want to put into the visual I want to draw. And then after that, we're going to work on the Corgi Patrol pages. So, let's get over here. My music's going. Let me make sure it's set to loop. Oh, my settings are wrong. Hold on. It shouldn't affect you guys, but it's so bad for me. Sorry I'm late though. I had to mow, had to shower, and then had to go take care of, you know, normal human errands that we normally do on the weekend. So, just a whole combination of things that added. Okay. And what's this next one? Last one was that. So this next one. Oh, okay. Black. Okay, and we're going to do our lines here, and I need to pull up the reference I had the other day. Okay. It's not going to quite be the size I want it to be, but that's okay. Let's see, I want this to be black first, so we can do that first. Circle, and then... And this is going to be a lot lower than we've been in the past. He still has to have his eyes, like, on the target. So about the same head position we've been working with. Slightly lowered. And we delete this. I need this done, and then, let's see. Definitely need that move and that move. So we have 3 more I want to do. This one and 2 more. There are more that we can do, but these are the ones I want to get done before Saturday, so. Said black. Okay, how much does, probably over at this point. I don't know for sure, but probably over. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. What's up, Grandma? How are you doing? I'm on the wrong layer. I swear I clicked on this layer. It's okay. Easy enough thing to fix. It's just what you do when you stream, is you always draw on the wrong layer. It's like a prerequisite for streaming. You have to do it at least once per stream. Or you merge down layers you don't mean to. Have you been having withdrawals since Cat's on the mend? Had to come see me instead? It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Oh, I guess, yeah. It's tomorrow's hero. Tomorrow in a few hours, yeah. I'm doing this and then 2 more moves that I want to have pictures for. Because, like, let's be real. Hydro Pump's on the list. He doesn't have Hydro Pump. He's not a level 70. Do what? Ooh, what project are you working on? And if it's something that's art-related and you have it hosted anywhere, feel free to share in chat. We'd love to see links of people's art. So I'm debating, do I kind of go with this sort of middle of my throat sort of voice for tag tomorrow? Or do I bring him even higher register? Kind of like this, guys. Kind of like a cute... No, I think I'm going to go with the in the middle of my throat. Very enthusiastic and aggressive when it comes to being enthusiastic. We do love art here. What's up, Leith? Sorry I started so late, guys. Again, you weren't here for the very beginning. I had some mowing to do, and then I almost overheated, so I had to cool off and then take a shower, and then stuff that we normally would have done earlier in the day I had to take care of after, and so stream's very late, and I apologize for that. It's a glossary. Can't share really. It's all paper. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm really excited. I kind of also want to draw Grandpa and... Oh, I forgot what the other one's name was, what the Rapidash's name was. Hold on. What was her name? Blazing Star. I knew she was a racehorse and had like a racehorse name, but couldn't remember what it was. Blazing Star. Blazing Star, yeah. So I'm thinking about drawing my renditions of them with some more of my semi-realistic art versus like, so of course Noon kind of already did that. Like her Rapidash looks like an actual horse and not like a Pokemon. Excuse me, that needs to be in the black, not in the gray. And I really love it for that reason. I love when people draw Pokemon not in Pokemon's art style. I think it's fun. You get to see like the good design elements still there. I'm sure you're going to draw all the characters as well at some point, because that's what you did last time, and I can't wait to see your rendition of the characters. It'll be fun. I know you like to do that. And if not, you know, it's whatever. And I'm not trying to pressure the DM into making art over the characters, especially since we're all making art of our own characters, so you can just use ours. 30 consecutive streams, also that shows up on my bot now. That's awesome. I got it to work. Thank you for the 30 streams, Leith. I appreciate you being here as often as you are. Oh, wrong button. Oops. when you make it. Yeah, that's true. I noticed it there first because before I'd seen it elsewhere because I hadn't finished watching the episode. And so I was like, oh, what's this? That's a proper thumbnail. Do 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 do. I'm gonna try to be overly anime cheery, where like everything is "Gambare!" essentially. I'm not going to actually yell "Gambare" all the time, but that's the personality that Tag has. How's your hubby doing, Phil? Be very in the spirit. Okay. Well, I don't. The thing is, the character himself is supposed to be that not good anime nerd. He's like the one that sees anime through reels. You know, he read the manga over his trainer's shoulder, so he doesn't really understand it. Gambarimasu! Doing a lot of lying down. As long as he's getting his rest. Alright, and now for the cool effect. Because spell effects is kind of my thing. Oh, I don't... Well, I mean, you know what? I said I don't want, but that'll actually work really well for what I'm after here. No, I don't want it anymore, though. Paintbrush. Oh. And let's get the lighter gray. And now that I've asked about hubby, how are you doing, Phil? Now that I've ignored the one that's in my chat for a moment and like a rude ass. But, you know, gotta check in on the one that's not been doing well first. Make sure it's, oh, you know, things that aren't the worst. Chicken wings. It's hard to convey that that's water and not fire, but that's water, not fire. Oh yeah, that'll work. Merge with layer below. What if I move this on top? Nope. Merge with layer below. There we go. Halitosis. It's not fire, it's water. That's what I was saying, is how do I convey that it's water, not fire, unless I said it backwards, in which case, oops. It's water, not fire, because it's a water move on my doo-wop. Also, how are you doing? Are you also having cat withdrawal, so you're jumping in here? Grandpa? Yeah, Grandpa might have it. What do I call this one? Aqua Burst Shot! Save. Just popping in, still at my friend's house, and yeah, no worries. I appreciate you dropping by, nonetheless. Always good to see you, friend. Okay. We're not quite done, I just realized. Awesome, good. Glad. It's fine though, honestly, like not that big of a deal. I don't mind being a temporary stand-in for people for Cat, you know. Last time I checked in with her, she's doing alright, she's recovering, so. In case any of you guys are worried, she is doing better. Not good yet, but she's recovering. She's doing all right. Da, 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 da. I know that there are two emotes there, but on both of my chats, the first emote before the peace sign is a broken link. So I actually don't know what your first emote was there, Ash. What's up, Puma? Yeah. No pressure to be here. I appreciate you popping in. Big love. Love in a circle. She's recovering. I'm late to the party. What happened to Kat? She had surgery. She's doing alright. She's recovering from the surgery. Resting. Miss is there has been dropping by to help take care of her while she's recovering, so everything's good. I mean, as good as it can be. It was another peace sign. Oh, okay. Or, I don't know. I can see the peace sign, but before the peace sign, it shows me a broken image as well, so who knows? Also, let me shout out Puma and Phil, because they're both streamers, and I'm not doing a good job at being a, streamer right now. Boom. Oh, I put that in my split chat. You always forget to. That's fair. All you need to do, Puma, is you get you a mod who can do it for you. Alrighty, Ash. Take care. Yeah, you get you a mod who'll do it, and then you don't have to worry about it. Like, I do that for a lot of other people. I need to find someone who's available to do it, is my problem. Like, if sometimes when Phil's in here, I'll ask him to do it for me, because he has that, but... I also don't like to just tell him to do it, you know, whenever I'm... Especially on an art stream where I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. Ah, I knew something looked wrong. I see what it is. So this is not a personally related thing. I just want to know how many people in here are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! And what's going on right now in that world. You should see me as a GM. I'm going to see you as a GM. Oh, unless you mean a general manager GM, in which case, that's fair. I was the not general manager, the supervisor type management who was constantly in argument with upper management. No, not a scuttlebutt so much, though there are some assholes who are being assholes. One of the major, like, top content creators in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sphere, and he used to be a tournament player. He's been banned for quite a while. So he hasn't been live, but he used to be a high-ranking tournament player as well. Passed away, and everyone's been like making that. Now the two scuttles about it is one, no one was wanting to announce it yet on a public level. His mom posted it on her private Facebook, and someone snooped in, screenshotted it, and posted it to Reddit. So that's one of the two things. And then there's a whole bunch of people. So the Alex Simo is his name, and he had he had his fingers everywhere in when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! He used to be an announcer. He played. He made all sorts of different series. He kind of got people's interest back into it, and so there's a whole lot of people who became friends with him. I'm not one of them. This is just, I'm curious who all had heard about it, but so the part that pissed me off is people are making videos about it. Awesome. People are making non-monetized videos about it. And yet people are still accusing everyone of making videos to monetize his death. And I'm like, I hate humanity. Fuck all of you. These guys are legitimately mourning the loss of their friend who died to colon cancer. And you're just like, no, you guys are just riding the hype trying to make money. Like, fuck off. Oh, it's got me so heated. Yeah, it's, oh. So mad about it. And again, it's not even, like, I didn't know the guy. So I don't have a great, I'm not really one who can say a lot about it, but it still really pissed me off. So, you know, if I ever become big and you guys make videos, I'm telling you right now, you're allowed to monetize it, and then you can tell them to fuck off and show them this clip. Someone's got to pay for the funeral, right? Yeah, no, I'm so mad about it. I'm glad I'm not part of that. Like, fuck all of them. Oh, this is an interesting one. So I gotta, like, put him all the way up here. This is an interesting body position I'm drawing here for this one. Because this is like a full-on tackle. Like a full body tackle. Oh, damn it. I screwed up the last one again. I keep doing it. Bro's got whiskers, man. Otters have whiskers. Damn it, that's fine. Okay, back to this. I don't know why I keep forgetting to draw his whiskers. Like, otters have whiskers. It's not even that hard of a thing to remember. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. You streaming tomorrow, Puma? If you're still in here, I know you're jumping between, so if you're not in here, no worries. Or if you're not available to answer questions. I know Saturday, I think Saturdays is one of the days you stream, right? Or am I crazy? Such a suspicious body shape until you put like the rest of the lines on it. And even then it's still a little suspicious. Do 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 do. Ad break, ad break, ad break. To the black. Ad break, ad break. Nope, that's supposed to be the dark. That's supposed to be the light, though. Oh, I also forgot to erase. Alrighty. I'm excited. I've really been telling people how excited I've been to do that. I'm looking forward to doing it too. Like, I'm so excited to do emotes for you. I love doing that art. It's such a fun thing for me. I love the process. Making sure it's readable at size and everything. Very fun. What's up, Fly? I haven't seen you in a little bit. How are you doing, friend? Oh, by the way, Puma, remember how I mentioned someone changing their name all the time, and so I know you can? Fly is that individual who was changing their name every time they were allowed to change their name, so... Just so you know, there's someone in this chat right now that does. Again, no pressure to do so. If you've decided to stick with Puma, stick with Puma. But... because I think Puma's a great name too, and I can switch over to calling you Puma instead of Vesper. No problem. Like, if you want those identities to be separated, which I absolutely think is a good thing to do, if that's something you wanted to keep separated. A little busy with life. I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that, Fly. Oop. How y'all doing? Well, I'm doing all right. No complaints right now. I started late today. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I had a bunch of stuff I had to do. But I will try to stream longer to make up for it. So if you're in here and excited, you know, I'll be doing that. As long as you're not one of the children who watch me on YouTube, because they should be going to bed soon. And I'm not lying when I say children. I think I've got people who are below what's allowed to watch my streams on YouTube that try to jump in, and I've banned most of them at this point, but Besides Supercharge, who is definitely too young for my channel, but he's very respectful, and he doesn't act like a young child, so I'm like, whatever, you can hang out. You're cool. You're fine. They're not rushing my stage at the Renaissance Festival. For sure. Yeah, no way. Like I said, no worries. I'm not gonna hound you anymore though if you're leaning towards sticking to Puma. I was just going to keep bringing it up if you were going to change, because you know, someone holding you accountable, no matter what it is always going to help you do the thing. We all know that, especially for an individual with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Not that we know anyone who might have that, right? You know, I gotta help and support my friend. And I would definitely say you're my friend. You and Rowena. If you want something to make you cry a little, the amount of friendliness I feel towards you guys, whenever after my brother, you know, committed suicide and we finally went out to the Renaissance Festival, I sought you two out amongst the first people. You two and Nancy and Mike were the first people I had to go see and talk to. Because you guys, you know, you're so important to me, and I had to, you know, reach out and let you guys know I was doing okay, because I knew it mattered to you guys. So yeah. So I hope you know that you have made that much of an impact in my life in one way or another, that you guys were some of the first people I felt like I needed to go see to let you guys know how I was doing. Yeah. You two, you know, feel like people I would have hung out with in high school. Like, you're that sort of very close friend. And of course, you know, Mike and Nancy feel like cool aunt and uncle that I would be happy to go see as often as possible. Different type of friendship, very much people that I love, and hope that you never doubt that. Yeah. And of course we had to go see Maxwell and Brian. Wow, I called Jacob by his stage name, but I didn't call Brian by his stage name, even though the other way around would be much more acceptable in general. People know Brian by his stage name, Bob, way more than they know him by Brian, and then people know Jacob as Jacob more. I mean, most people know him as Maxwell, but has management changed at any point? Because, like, every year we come in there, I'm like, I'm glad I'm not trying to get into doing this right now, because, like, fuck that guy. And not obviously not like Brandy or anyone in in our local fair itself, but the people that be in power above all of that. Yeah, that was part of the reason we ended up not coming last year. Again, partially because, you know, we were used to... But we were like, if he's not going to be there, we kind of want to stand up for him, make his lack of presence matter. Even though we didn't get to come and see you, but we saw you guys at Central instead. We came out to see Central. So far, nothing has changed, but the day is coming real soon. Yeah. Yeah, it can't happen soon enough. Like, the fact that Bob was out there replacing his own benches at one point. Like, what the fuck? This facility is so underloved that Brian was out there with his own money replacing benches in front of his stage at one point. Like, what? I have very strong opinions. I've been part of the Renaissance scene, especially in Missouri, for way too long. Last year, by the way, was the first year I haven't gone since I was in 3rd grade. That's not true. We didn't go 2020. So, one of 2 years since I was in 3rd grade that I haven't been a season pass holder. There are so many people who would buy it, depending on what they sell it for. I just don't know what they'll do. 'Cause I know how it goes with children who inherit valuable companies. So, near where I live, there's a company, or a family-owned business that gets people from other states coming specifically to see it. And the owner passed, and they almost sold it away because they just wanted the billions of dollars that it was worth at the time. Yeah, that's true. That's awesome. I didn't know about that with his son. I have a friend who has one happening up in Iowa that I need to go to next year. Like they set it up this year. I was gonna go do fire breathing. Like, I even had the invite and then I just didn't do it. I need to do it next year and do, like, I don't need to do full stage. I can just do like part of the act fire stuff. You know, I'm not Tricks of the Light. I'm not some big, impressive thing, but I have enough skill that I can be, like, you know, a court jester who breathes fire or something. Be part of, you know, combat chess or something. I can throw on a pretty convincing Irish accent, too, whenever I need to. Nice and subtle up close. Nice and exaggerated up far. Whichever way it needs to be. Something I've done for years. I can also throw on a Scottish one if I need to, but the Irish one's a lot more natural for me because I have an Irish friend, and I stole it from him. It's his accent. I also got trained from Amy Walker, which helped to learn how to learn people's accents. Okay. More value as a parking lot. Ugh. That would be devastating for so many people. Like, at this point, as long as I can go see my people, I would be not devastated. But, like, Brian met his wife there. Right? And, like, could you imagine? He's been doing this for years, and he met his wife at that fair. Who? I mean, is it locally run? Is it part of one of the franchises, or the chains? Because, like, the one in Des Moines that I want to go to is locally owned. It's locally run. That's awesome. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. Bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Who used to play Kane? Uh-huh. That's awesome. I didn't know he wasn't doing Kane anymore. I guess the Jolly Rogers isn't a thing anymore, though, right? No. Yeah, no, Musical Blades. They're two similar bands. And of course they have half the same roster at one point or another, so you know. Have I ever, I'm sure I have I ever told you why or how I'm connected to Mike from Musical Blades? And from whatever, I can't remember his Irish band, or his Gaelic band he has going on now, but have I ever told you how I'm connected to him? Kane just left, he moved to Omaha. That's fair. That is fair. Did they replace him, or are they just playing a man down? I haven't. Okay. So Saucy Jack, Mike, is from the same town I grew up in. I'm not going to give any more details than that, but he dated... he actually dated my sister, and like he's the guy who taught me how to play Dungeons and Dragons when I was little. And I have mentioned this part, and I don't know if you remember. The part with one of the old guitars from the Blades Long. Oh, okay. So I'm going to drop a name, but they have a very common name, so it's whatever. My sister is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman named Amy. I think Mike might have a type. Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, so I've known Mike since my sister was in high school with him. Mind you, because I'm gonna, act like you're a really old person now, because Mike is my sister's age. My youngest sister is 13 years older than me, and then of course there's a year and a half between her and the next sister, and then the one he dated is a year and a half older than her. So there's 16 years between me and that sister. But yeah, he taught me how to play the game of Dungeons & Dragons to some extent. I am not the... Well, I am the baby now. But yeah, I was this... I had my younger brother, But now I am the youngest, yeah. Taking up the mantle, yeah. Um, the thing is, you have met my oldest sister. Because she used to go all the time with myself and my parents. Now, there's no reason I think you would remember my sister, but you have met her. Let me do this real quick, actually. But yeah, my brother was younger than me. And then he was the last one. But, you know, that age gap's always interesting. My mom is 72 this year, and I'm 36. 36? Yeah, I'll be 37. Let me see. I might have pictures with my sister. I don't know if I have any with her in costume or anything. But I might have pictures in where I'm in costume with her not in costume. That picture makes me sad a little. I still have his kilt. I still wear it, but I just saw a picture of my dad while I'm looking for my sister from Renaissance stuff. Okay, so my dad passed, right? And I went to the Renaissance Festival, and I was fine until the very, very last day of festival that year. And we were singing the closing song. My brain can't name right now, but we were singing the closing song, and of course I always get emotional at the end of the year because, you know, I don't get to see you guys very often, just the once a year, and there's so many people, especially like I said, like Bob, like Brian. I don't get to see him except for at the Renaissance Festival. Like, I could run into you, I could run into Rowena, I could run into, you know, any of you guys I could run into, but, like, I never am going to... okay, actually, that's not completely true. I did see him as well at one point. Bob played a non-Renaissance thing in my town for my school years ago. At random, I was coming home from work, and I saw on the school's bulletin a familiar face, and I was like, what? There's no way that's who I think it is. Sure enough, it was Brian. Under the name Brian. He's not Bob except for at the Renaissance festivals. Very cool. I'm trying to remember which one that is. Hold on, I'm just gonna look up the lyrics of that one to see which one that is. No, not that one. Next Harvest Fair. Next Harvest Fair. That's the one. Next Harvest Fair. I do not have any pictures with my sister while either of us are in costume. I have lots of pictures with my sister. Just none while one of us are in costume. So never mind. I was gonna try to show you a picture of her in context so you could picture her, but just a picture is not going to be very contextual, and she's just going to be some random woman. Yeah, literally last song of the day. And I just out of nowhere had this moment. I was like, I'm not going to see him next Harvest Fair. And I feel it again right now after I said that line. And it's been a few years now. Man, have you played... I assume yes, but... because it's definitely your type of game. Have you played Veilguard? Because I streamed Veilguard, and I streamed my first playthrough of Veilguard, specifically. And it was like... I was going through... I don't want to say anything, actually, if you haven't, because I don't want to ruin part of it. You did play it, okay. So, Balara's questline. I broke down crying on stream twice with the stuff with her brother's death, and then him coming back to life, so to speak. Brother, I was not ready. I was mad. I was crying. I was emotional. I was not expecting Dragon Age to hit me quite that hard. Like, it really got me. Yeah, Phil was here for that. She does. And like, I immediately, like, I was expecting to be an Emmerich person. Yeah. And I just immediately, like, I a lot of times I don't even bother romancing. I mean, obviously I was romance my Garrus, but I romanced Balara in that, and I didn't even have a second guess. Like, her autistic personality was just, it was exactly what I wanted, or out of a character, and like. And then, of course, there was the trauma bonding onto it. I enjoyed the game. I legitimately enjoyed the game. There was a lot of stuff that was wrong with it, but I don't think that was bad enough for me to not enjoy it. I did like it, in general. But I also understand why other people didn't like it. Do we have a canonical appearance of this move with this character? Maybe not, so I just kind of have to make something up. That's okay. We can make something up. Yeah, I'm definitely really enjoy the overall handling of the story after Inquisition, maybe. I really, so again, you can definitely tell that it wasn't the first run of the story. You can tell that all the bullshit that happened. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Ad break, ad break, ad break. I was doing that, and then I've had some issues, and I need to restart it. Like, I was almost done with Origins, and then Origins gave me all sorts of technical issues. If you do decide to do it and you don't have it, I have the patcher for it, which lets it use more of your RAM on your PC. Oh boy. Okay. It's also easy to find. Like, you don't have to... If you just look it up, you'll find it. But if you do run into any issues, let me know. It took me forever. I also will say, if you have it on GOG, it works better. It streams better from the GOG version. I ended up with both the Steam and the GOG version to get it to work right. It works a lot better on the GOG version. Yeah, for sure. I still love how that, you know, what it really means is that they really did a really efficient job at optimizing it for the stuff to the point where it isn't able to handle using more. Like, that's over optimization. Oh, I did that wrong. You just beat up my mic a little there. How's OBS treating you, Phil, now that you've been trying to mess with it more? Is it working out for you? That's what I use, but I know you were kind of getting over the learning curve a little. I'm also planning on helping Ash figure out their OBS. Let me just fix this. We'll just erase and mask. Welcome back from out of jail, for anyone who's suffering from it. I feel like most of the people in here right now are actually subscribed. No agile for you, yeah. How's that working for you, Phil? Or have you only done the one stream with it so far? Also, I never asked you, Puma, do you use OBS or do you use like XSplit or... It's not super important, I'm just curious which one you use. I always like to have an idea of what different ones people are using. You use OBS, okay. That's what I use. I like it. It has everything I need. Much too heavy, fair enough. Yeah, I knew you had just switched, I just didn't know how many you had done with it. I was in there while you were talking about it, I think with Noon or Nerd, one of the two. And someone was saying that they switched to OBS because they couldn't run XSplit. I think that was Nerd, right? Got used to the interface with band stuff. Oh, that's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even consider that. Let's just break everything for a second. My OBS. Really break everything, put the thing on it. I've got like stuff if I want to do vertical streaming. Everything broke when I moved it. Oh my gosh, why did it do that? So yeah, I have all sorts of stuff set up. My transitions, so like if I go between them, you know. I love all the stuff I've done with this. Slowly made it my own. I haven't done much with it. It's easy to set up. There's a plugin you can use. The setup is the same as setting up horizontal landscape streaming, I guess is the right term. It's the same thing. It's just you have to set up your scene separate, and then you have to tell it. Thank you. I can also, if you ever want to learn how to do that, I can show you where I got mine and how to set them up. Because I'm part of a group on Discord that help streamers. Like, that's what they do. And so they help me get that set up, and I can link it to you, and you can get all the resources I have. I use it for, like, they've got a whole bunch of really neat ones, too. I switched over to that one, the one I have right now, while I was playing Okami, because it was the paintbrush, and then I kind of just loved it. And so I was going to make a custom one, and I never got around to it, where it looks like dice rolling across the table, like someone dumped a bag of dice. But I never did it, because I kind of just fell in love with the paintbrush and decided to stick with it. Transition. Yeah, transitions are really easy, by the way. So it'll be a quick little thing to get set up. A cattail? Ooh. That would be interesting. And I understand how to do the animation port now. I've not actually done it since I decided to just stick with what I had. So it would give me some practice if I were to try to make that. Ah, where did I miss? Wait, where did I miss? There we go. Just swishing across the... Yeah. Kind of like how mine is, like, from one side to the other. It's got the... Behind the paintbrush, you can see the stuff it steps over and everything. I've got a few other ones. That's just the one I use. I have one that cherry blossoms go across the screen. But I'm not going to go in and try to set it up right now because it would take a little bit. But yeah, they're really easy. They're called stingers, by the way, is the term that the OBS uses, which is a proper term. It is a stinger in its own sense. So you might look to see if someone has already made a cattail stinger for it, which I don't know how that search is gonna go. You might look like cattail or cat even stinger for OBS, and see if anyone's made one. They're really easy to set up though once you know how. And they make it a lot easier for, like, so you can also just do a transition. I use a stinger, but you can do like a fade or a cut transition. You just have to time it. Whereas with the if you do the stinger, it uses a built-in green screen, essentially equivalency, and so you don't have to manually set the timing on it because it just green screens the second scene while holding the first scene in RAM. You do have to make sure you set it up in the right order because otherwise it'll like pull up your new one and try to green screen your old scene. But you get to test it, and after you test it like once or twice, it's super easy to set up. But I've seen some nice just cut transitions where they would put like an animation of like playing cards go across the screen, and so it would just cover up the screen while it was doing the transition, and they didn't need a stinger because it was all hidden anyways. You know, besides Supercharge and those guys who were trying to be little punks on YouTube and then fly, I think the majority of my chat are millennials. my viewership is millennials. The majority, not all. Like, I know Tigress is younger, though I haven't seen Tigress in a while. No hate towards her. There was some weird stuff with her on a few occasions that made my wife go, she knows you're married, right? I said the majority, or maybe I did say all, but I meant the majority. If Rowena watched, she'd be another millennial. Noon's a millennial. Grandma's not a millennial. She's a little bit older. And Dara's older too. Oh, is she older? I didn't think she was quite. I thought she was a little younger. Also, how are you doing? It's good to see you in here, Corgi. I've been worried about you all week. I need my late night art fix, you know. I knew she wasn't a teenager, but I thought she was in her late 20s, not her late 30s. That's good. That's good. But yeah, she made a lot of comments about my physical appearance, which, I mean, it was flattering or whatever, but Wifey was literally in chat multiple times, and she was afterwards like, does she know you're married? I'm like, your name is literally Wifey and you're in chat. I think she knows I'm married. And of course, she had a lot of things to say about my hair, but a lot of people have things to say about my hair. I thinking of people having comments about stuff. Maybe she thinks you're polycule friendly. Maybe. Oh man, so that made me think of a post I saw that was recounting a real situation, supposedly, at a game shop, where, I don't even know what started the conversation. I know what was said, and I'm not going to repeat the exact phrasing because I'm streaming. But it was something along the lines of, hey, tasty dick. But it was a little bit more rude than that. Or not rude, but crude than that. And I mean, you know. Anyways. And the conversation broke down to the point where it's the cashier asked if someone said, oh, that's a great nickname. One of the other guys in the group. It was a group, 2 guys and a girl. One of the guys said something about, oh, that's a... pretty great wifey. My wife is a great wifey. Anyways, in the little thing, the story... he's like, oh, are you 2 together? I thought these 2. And they're like, oh, we're a polycule, right? And after he's like, oh, open relationship. And I'm like, that is not the same thing. Like, I immediately went to the comment section. I'm like, that is not... It can be. You are allowed to have that be the same thing. But do not assume that that is the same thing. I was, like, immediately attacking that comment section about that one. People can be in a polycule without being in an open relationship. Those are very different scenarios. Do tell, Corgi, do tell. Seem to think cis is just a new... Oh, so that's not new to me. I've seen that a while ago. We were talking about that with my gay nephew. Which I'm only clarifying that way because it was brought up because someone had mentioned that while he was talking about his sexual orientation in a social setting, they had mentioned that, they had always thought he was cis, and he's like, I am cis. I didn't understand what they were talking about. I was like, that's because some people don't understand the terminology well enough. So yeah. And that was back whenever he kind of, like, right after he had just come out as gay. So that was 11 years ago. Yeah, for sure. But I was like, and I don't agree, obviously. I'm over here getting mad about people using the wrong, like, making assumptions or whatever. But if you're just being put into this situation, I understand to an extent not knowing terms and being afraid to ask. But, ask. Like, I understand where they're coming from, but you just ask. Still. Right, yeah, Corey, exactly. Why are you gay? That was... Have you made that emote, man? That day just... I don't know if you're still in here, Puma. There was this amazing moment that I reference all the time that made me show Corgi the meme or the video of why are you gay? Because someone he's playing Stardew Valley, and were you already dating Sebastian, or were you courting Sebastian at the point? Either way, he was doing romantic gestures towards Sebastian. What's up, Andorra? It was only because I was marrying Sebastian. Yeah. Right. But I just think it was hilarious because the guy comes in there as he's like romancing Sebastian, and the guy goes, "Why are you gay?" And I was just like, "What the hell?" Bro, you can't just start. Well, who starts a conversation that way? I mean, I go through a lot of games in a completely asexual way a lot of times. And I am bi. I was wearing my bisexual kilt yesterday for Pride. How did I do the scale chops last time? Hide these for a moment. What does this look like? Okay, so I did the dark gray and then I overlaid it with that texture. Okay. I need them to be consistent. Right, right. My nibbling is very much NBA's. They are they're going between whether or not they keep and I think they don't need to make a decision, mind you, but they're still trying to decide whether or not they consider themselves Arrow as well. Arrow. You get to look at it objectively at that point, Corgi. That's why, right? They're not looking at it from a I want to be in the situation. They're just like, this would objectively be sexy, right? Oh shit. Guess I have to do this on this layer instead of the cool effects layer I was doing. You like to think it's your fault? Arrow the acrobat, you know it. Thinking of the whole romance things in video games, our girl Kat is Ace, and she gets mad at me for not doing romances in video games. Like, while we were playing Baldur's Gate, she was getting really annoyed because I'm like, nah, I don't need to, it's fine. No, who are you romancing? No one, it's fine, I don't care. I've done this before, I'm just gonna hang out, and my character's backstory is gonna have him being married already, so... Oh, I almost did it again. I almost forgot his whiskers. So totally your fault. Fair enough, I guess. We can take that. I won't argue with you claiming that as your fault. Sure, if you want to, yeah. I am perfectly okay with it. Did I upload my first set of pictures? I can't remember. I know I shared them on yours, but did I share them in mine? I did. Okay, good. Alright, so this one, this one, this one. So just the three. Did I just do three? Water pulse, aqua jet, sword stance. Yeah, I just did three. Okay, cool. I think you. I do appreciate you asking, though. By the way, like that wasn't a dismissive. Yeah. Of course, that was. You know, just agreeing. Okay. All right. That's the tag arts done. I'll post those in your Discord as well here in a little bit. Mouse, there's my mouse. Now we're gonna work on the Corgi Patrol! Sleeping dog. How do I convey the motion of this? Alright, let's pull up the sketch. What's up, Supercharge? I was actually talking about you earlier. Supposed to be coming through the doorway. How do I draw a door opening? No worries, friend. I appreciate you swinging by, even if it's just for a moment. So no worries. How are you doing, Supercharge? But yeah, I was talking about you because I was just talking about people's age in general and how you're a little bit younger than my normal viewer, but you're very respectful and polite. So only good things being said about you. Because my viewership on YouTube tends to be slightly younger than my viewership on Twitch for some reason. I put the window in the wrong spot in this picture. The window's actually over here, over his head. Damn it. How are your YouTube endeavors going, Super? I know you've been posting a lot of videos recently. $59 subscribers? Awesome. Very good. Very good. Trying to get that 100,000 play button. Got a ways to go. But you know, every journey starts with the first step. If that's your goal, keep at it. And ignore YouTube comments. Because they'll just put you down. I don't get very much comments. Not yet. The more you grow, the more you'll get. And once they start, at first they're going to be... You might get some nice, helpful ones, but eventually, the bigger you become, the more you'll get some people who are just not there for good reasons. And you just need to, you know, remember that their opinion doesn't matter. The ones that are just there to be problems. Now, that's not to say constructive criticism isn't something you should ignore. As long as it seems to be in good faith, there's nothing wrong with listening to some good advice. But if it's just someone being rude, you gotta make sure whenever you get to that point that you remember to ignore it. I have, but to be fair, I think I've only seen it if someone's asking specifically for a specific thing, like tell me what you think of the audio or what to do with the audio instead of just a generic audio thing. Or you don't. No, we don't do that. And you don't do that either, Phil. I don't care if you want to joke about it, but we don't do that. Like a mature adult. Poor video gaming grandma. I think that's what her name was. Her username is. Is. Not was, is. The one that got swatted not too long ago. Yeah. And it's not just calling the cops, because if you just call the police, it's not good, but they can kind of, just suss it out. The problem is they're calling it, I don't want to tell people how to do that, but I think we might get raided here in a moment. That's true. That's a very good point. It also, if you're asking specifics, like if you're not asking how's the gameplay in a gameplay situation, if you instead say, what can I do to improve this very specific thing that I'm struggling with, then you get a lot more legitimate constructive criticism instead of just get good idiot sort of things. So I think it does come down to how you handle your comment section or your chat. How do I do what property? What specifically? I'm willing to try to throw my hat in the ring on advice. Yeah. I'm no expert, but I am knowledgeable about some things.
That's high quality.
Thank you for the drink. Cheers. I definitely have not been drinking enough today, so. Ah. Cheers. Your streak's gone. Yeah. There was someone that I realized today that my streak was gone and I was kind of sad. They are just numbers, that's true. You know, I could do an animation with a specific scene, though. If you like the idea of a little corgi sleeping as a scene, I could animate it. It may not be my current highest priority, but it could be something I eventually do. If that's something that specifically interests you for one reason or another. You got into animating? That's fun. I missed out on Corvus Squire. No! I think, yeah, that's probably true, Corgi. Sorry, I missed that line. I've done animations. I've done some animations on stream. I mostly do my animations off stream, though, just because I feel like they don't stream very well, since it's, you know, redrawing the same thing over and over and over again, just slightly different. Nope, that's the wrong gray. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. There we go. That's better. Nah. Yeah, okay. So you can suck at art fly, but just remember, all you have to do is practice it to get good at it, right? So like, if that sounds like something that's really cool and you're interested in, I'm not saying you have time, but if you do have extra time, you can always choose to learn how to do it. It is a skill, it is something you learn. No. Hold on. These are going to be some super basic animations, but I can show you just like super simple animations I've done for assets for streaming, right? So like my profile pictures that are animated. Let me get the Docker animation timeline. So I go through here. Can I scroll up and down, please? What? Is this the wrong one? This is the wrong one. Let me get the right picture up. There you go. Okay. So I make my base picture, which is the one I had just pulled up, right? But then I can go in and manipulate the frames individually. So I've created keyframes, which are the things that are the moments where the animation stops is your frames, your keyframes. Okay. You like 3D animation? Well, 3D animation uses a little bit more, obviously, on the mechanic or computer programming, and less on the hand drawing. But it's still the same process. It's just done through different tools. So there's I forgot. This is set for 50% speed, not 100% speed. So I drew this at 12 frames per second. Right, so this is what I use. There's no rigging done for this animation. It's all just hand drawn, and so like that's what it looks like animated. But if we break it down, frame by frame, you can see all we did was slowly adjust, draw in new colors or erase colors. And then with this, my animation, I just take the same group of animated frames and I copy and paste them from different places. But yeah, it's so if you ever want to just try a super basic stick figure animation, get you like 20 pieces of paper that you can fold over on top of each other, draw a stick figure. And then on the second page, copy the stick figure, but move him slightly. Move something a little bit. And then after you do them all, you can flip it. You can like fan it or riffle it like you do with cards, and it'll actually animate. And that's the basics of how animation works, is that every single thing is a still image, but our brain causes the movement when it sees the still images in order, with a slight difference every step of the way. Because animated motion isn't real motion. You're not seeing this. Well, even what you're seeing through the camera is not real motion. It's doing the same process I'm talking about, where it's taking a picture of this still, and then as it moves, it's taking pictures of these two positions, and your brain causes the motion in between, because in real life things move, and the way we process things, it's automatically filling in. It is doing the tween frames. And so, yeah, if you want to do just basic animations, it's not too hard to just do the process. It's just learning it. Flipbook, yeah. Yeah, exactly. A flipbook is straight up an animation. A flipbook animation. And that's the basics of what I'm doing here. I am literally doing the exact same thing, just in digital media. Like, each one of these is another piece of paper in my flipbook. So it's the exact same process. That's how you do traditional animation. And 3D animation is the same thing, but each frame is done in a 3D space instead of a 2D space. But it's the exact same process. Stop motion, people who do stop motion, I used to do that whenever I was in high school. We did a bunch of it with like Gundam models and stuff. Surprise, surprise, the guy who plays a whole bunch of Gundam games has done stop motion with Gundam models. But we used to do it for extra credit and stuff in high school in our multimedia class, where we would do whole like 10-minute long stop motion animations. And it's the exact same process. You set your keyframes, and you step by step your way through it. And it's the exact same process. So yeah. It's not hard to learn. You just have to take the time to learn it. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy to master. I'm not a master by any stretch. But it's easy to learn, and then you build your skills on the foundations that you learn, right? So you learn the basics of how to do it, and then you continue, yeah, for sure. But then you continue to iterate on it, and you figure out what it is that made it work each time, and then do that until you make it even better. So yeah, that's the best way to go about learning to animate is you learn a basic situation and you go from there. Sure. Yeah. If nothing else, you'll learn a lot of shorthands when you start doing animation. If nothing else, like even if you don't get better at anything else, you will get really good at breaking things down into shorthand components, so you can do things quicker between frames. So yeah, I definitely agree with Corgi on that. Yes, agreed. We'll add this to future skills right now. Yeah, like I said, when you have time, if it's something, you have a flipbook, that's awesome. If you have something you want to learn, especially something like that is a skill, the first step is to learn it, and then it's to iterate upon it until you get good at it, so to speak. You know, the saying, practice makes perfect. First off, practice never makes perfect. Practice makes permanent, okay? So you need to make sure if you practice something, you're practicing it in the way you want it to become, right? So like, if you want shapes to be a certain way, you need to practice doing that in that way, right? You'll learn steps along the way, and you get to decide what you include and exclude, but you have to learn to do it in that way, because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and the things that we practice are the things that we become part of our art. So yeah. No, I liked it better the other way. Kite! Let me close your stream. Hold on. Okay. Welcome in, Raiders. Yes. I rode Reptimus's stream into yours, or raid into yours. How are you doing today, Kite? How are you? He was playing some Crimson Desert over there. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Geeks and Gamers. First thing I always say, self-care is underrated, so if you need to take care of yourself, please do. Go get yourself a drink, go get your food, go to bed. I know it's late. Take care of yourself first, and then take care of me as a streamer. But yeah, how are you doing, Kite? I didn't get to see very much of it. Like I said, I rode in with Rep, so I didn't get to watch as much as I normally do. But yeah. Got your Wyvern mount, that's fun. I don't know a whole lot about the game itself, so I didn't even know that there were Wyvern mounts. It makes sense, I just didn't know it. Okay, so I need this to be a door that's opening. How do I do this? I mean, I don't know how much stuff I did on the wrong layer, but it's fine. It'll work out. They were just... Oh, nice. Okay. So, well, that would explain why I didn't know about it. I mean, it's not the only reason I didn't know about it, but that does give me an excuse for not knowing about it. That's not right. There we go. Third time's the charm. That's too far, though. I need to shorten that because she's not facing directly at him. But yes, so anyone coming in from the raid, I'm at Sleeps in the Day, a variety streamer who mostly plays role-playing games. On Fridays, I do art. Currently, we're working on my personal project, The Corgi Patrol, which is a comic I've been talking about making for a little while, and I'm finally putting pen to paper, so to speak. What's the process for getting your... Oh, ad break. Welcome back from ad jail. I've been talking and didn't realize we're in ads. Kite, tell me about the process of getting your wyvern mount. What was the process you had to go through to get said creature? I assume there's a process to it at least. But again, I didn't get to watch very much of you, so... Welcome in, Prime! Cheers! Like I was telling Kite, I actually rode your raid into Kite, so... I had to turn off my stream of his. Thank you for the drink. Bill, if you're there... Never mind, I've got my free hand. Never mind, never mind. Boop. Let's show some love. He was playing some Hunter Call of the Wild with... was it Scoots I heard the voice of? I know I heard someone else playing with you. I think it was Scoots. Or maybe there was multiple people? I don't know. I just heard the one that I was pretty sure was Scoots while you were playing. Yeah, Scoots. Okay. You'd think I would just know his voice by now, but... I guess I did. I was aware, like, I did say who it was. I just wasn't 100% confident. Okay, so this... She's looking in. Her left arm is opening the door behind her. Door swings inward. How does this shape work? So, like, her body is almost facing away from us, even though her head is facing towards us. Maybe I need to make the door longer, too. Find a wyvern egg, the green... oh, okay. So I did hear two voices at one point. Wyvern egg in an abandoned wyvern nest colony, then put it in a nest and wait 3 minutes to hatch, then adopt it, then feed it. Days, level it up. Once it's level 3, click grow, and it instantly grows from the size of a dog to a lord of the... Okay. So it's kind of Ark, kind of like Ark in a way. Not exactly or anything, but like it has kind of the same sort of hatch the egg, make it happen sort of thing. That's neat. Okay. I'm just not sure how this body positioning works, I guess. So this arm is going back. Body's in front of it. Introduced wyverns like 2 weeks ago. I might need to get a reference, yeah. Because, like, my brain is not braining how this shape works. Introduced baby wyverns like 2 weeks ago, implemented the growth. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very cool, very cool. Person open door. Okay, so I do need to make the door longer, probably, to get the image in my head. Okay, we can do that. I lost my chat. Give me a second. Thank you to Shinigami in the house. Welcome back in, duo. Regret the times, just wing it, you're unsure. That's fair. So I need to make my door longer. Just a little, but still I need to make the door longer. And then it should line up with how I'm wanting this to work. Outrunning storms at night isn't fun, especially Midwestern storms. Ah! Also, I need to get rid of that. I forgot I left the animation timeline there. We are not animating this at the moment. Who knows? Maybe I'll eventually do some animated panels that I can post whenever I do stuff like separate. Okay, so this. And then we need doorknob. We don't need doorknob. It can just be a regular door that she's just pushing open. I don't know why I thought doorknob. Like, there weren't a lot of doorknobs in Renaissance style houses. They existed, but they weren't like super important things. Yeah, Worson's stay 2 counties away. Yeah. No. That... Oh, I'm glad I zoomed out. I was not happy with that. Let me look at my reference again. Okay. I see what I did. Let's delete all this. I may just need to move her entirely. Oh. What's up? I heard you or saw you telling Udon to raid me, so I know he went to Sammy, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Anyone who doesn't know Bite, he's our local sex No, I'm kidding. Don't. No. I'm not making that joke. No. It's played out. No. But yeah, no, make sure you guys, if you haven't followed Bite's a very common individual on our channel. Oh, actually, thinking of Bite, I know I showed him, but I haven't shown other people. So Bite is with me on Mecha Mondays on the regular basis, as most of you know. And so thinking of animations and stuff we were doing, so one of the things I do is have like my pilot, and then the characters show up as little holograms for comms. And so I have made this. And I need my animation thing back. This is still at 12 frames. And so it doesn't have to be super fancy. Its eyes glow whenever he's talking. And so this will show up as a hologram. It'll still be blue or whatever. And it's designed to read really well at a small size because it's quite a bit smaller. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about as far as what I'm doing here, if I go to my Mecha Mondays, I have this on my... Oh, I don't even have the bot turned on. Or the PNG tuber turned on. So, once it pops up here in a second. And then in front of me, I have little guys who chat. And so, whenever they're talking, it's a Fugi. And so, when Byte pops up in my voice chat, it'll show up here. And he can, you can see when he's talking, and it'll be that little animation that I was just showing you. So yeah, that's something I've been working on, not on stream. It's been pretty fun. So I'm excited. What is it? Hold on. Let me go back to it. So if you've been in here for Mecha Mondays, you've probably seen my new, where I have this, and whenever they pop into my chat with me, my voice chat, it'll show these little animations. Currently, it's just their profile pictures, or their Fugi when it comes to Udon, because he already has one. But if I go into my art, let me pull this back up. We have this animation here, and this will be playing whenever he's chatting, so it'll like light up and everything while he's talking to us. I'm going to make one for Udon, and I need to make one for Reptimus. Reptimus is going to be a little bit harder because he's not a cartoon character like the other boys are. So kind of like with me, where I'm going to need reference. I'm waiting for him to get me a reference picture of what he wants, so I can kind of get a good vibe for it. But yeah, and it's designed to read again at that smaller size, and so it's kind of like, there's not as much details on the coat because I don't need them to be there. So we just made it quick and easy so it reads well whenever it's small. So yeah, that's something I've been working on. I don't think so. Did your Twitch crash? I could if you want to. If that's what you would prefer, Rep. I want it to be, obviously I want it to be a character that's piloting, but if you would prefer me use that, I would be perfectly fine with doing so. It'll be easy, honestly, either way. But yeah, if that's going to be what's easiest for you, instead of trying to do something, I am perfectly okay with doing that.
What's your favorite position?
Let me get my chat back up so I can see it again. There we go. Cheers, thank you. But yeah, I can do that then. You want one? Well, if you play with us, I will. If you tell me, like, if you want it to look like you, you can. If you have a character you're going to use while streaming, I can do that. I don't know which way you're wanting to do it, but I would be happy to do it. I could also just do one.
4. I declare a wizard war.
I cast sleep on myself because I need rest XD.
I'm going to say it causes you drowsiness and lulls you to sleep, and I'm going to elect to not counter the spell. But I could also do one of Duo Maxwell, if that's what you want, Duo. But yeah, if you're going to play with us and be in our chat, I would definitely want to put you on my little character. If you're going to join us at any point in the future. Oh! I don't know when the last time I saved. Autosave, please. Open autosave. Okay, we're not so far behind. Alrighty, sleep well, Bite. Thank you for hanging out. The chat disappeared again after I reopened that. There we go. Wow, I haven't used that color like since the very beginning. Is Skid the dog that I know, Ash, or is that a new one? Is that the one that, you know, would hoover up stuff whenever we were doing the campfire? Because I feel like it was Skid, like you called him Skid. Like Skid Row. But I don't know if it's the same one or if you've had another one, or if I'm wrong entirely. Second Aussie, okay. I was just gonna say that was a while ago, so I was not expecting it to be yes. Skid Row was the first. Okay, so I even remembered the name correctly. I'm glad I was paying enough attention, and the fact that this one's Skid More makes sense as to why I thought it was the same one. Man, that's been years ago. Is that the last time I've seen you in person? Holy crap, I just realized that. It has been forever since I've seen you in person. Damn, that's crazy. And I know you've even been to Missouri since then. Like, been in my general area, because I remember Pat telling me about it whenever it was happening. B let me know that you were going to be in the area at one point, because you were riding or something. And I just didn't make it out to see you, because I'm rude. And I didn't even go to college with you guys. I still talk to you guys on occasion. I still talk to Jay. I don't know if you know, Jay streams as the Wounded Duck. That's his thing. Fair enough, fair enough. And like I said, it was a while ago whenever you you were in Missouri that she was telling me, like, whenever you came down here, whatever you want to say. And I just don't remember what it was specifically for. Ah, that would make sense. That could very well be. I think you make sure she's doing all right. AZ Witch, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Geeks and Gamers. I'm It Sleeps in the Day, a variety streamer who mostly does role-playing games, but on Fridays I do art. What? I'm assuming you were probably doing some art as well? No, you're playing Horizon Dawn. Awesome. How was that? I haven't played Horizon Dawn Zero. Horizon Zero Dawn. I keep saying it wrong. Horizon Zero Dawn. Wow. Puma sent you. Oh, awesome. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You know, we love Puma around here. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing her assets soon. And I'm so excited. I love doing this stuff. I love doing art. Yeah, I haven't played that one. Whoa, what did I do? Okay. What sort of suggestions did you give? Because I know I told her to ask chat for suggestions, and I'm sure you threw some stuff in, some You know, I recognized your name, by the way, and I just didn't know where I recognized it. So I'm glad that you just told me. But what sort of suggestions did you throw into the pool of ideas? Because I'm really excited to see what sort of things people have come up with. Create emotes that you reach for yourself. Create emotes that you reach for yourself. Not sure if I know what that means. Emotes done based off what I reach for when I'm oh, gotcha. That makes sense. I guess I can continue talking since I have so many people in here who are subscribers and can still hear me. Welcome back from ad jail. But yeah, tell me what you... Oh, yes. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'm the one running ads. You're the one who got stuck in them. I'm the one who should be apologizing, right? Yeah. So anyways, that being said, what now that the emote thing is out of my question of the emotes out of the way, what would you do today in Horizon? You don't worry, I have seen people play it. I am familiar with the game. I just haven't personally played it. So you don't have to worry about spoiling me. You may let people know that there's spoilers if people are interested in the game who haven't, but tell me what you did in your game today. What have you done in Horizon Zero Dawn today? What happened during your stream? I always love to hear what's going on. Also, I didn't say my normal bit. Self-care is underrated. If you guys coming in need to take care of yourself, please do that. Go get yourself your food. Go get yourself your drink. Go take a nap. Go to bed. I know it's late if you're here in the States like I am. Take care of yourself before you take care of the streamer. We'll try to take care of ourselves. I mean, I know we're all walking Tamagotchis and you guys are out here watering and posturing us, but you know, please take care of yourself before you worry about me. No spoilers tonight. Okay, cool. I was really excited when that game came out and I just haven't picked it up yet. Killed a couple Thunderjaws, saved some people. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how much, like, I knew that side questing existed in the game, but I guess I didn't really consider what the side questing would be. I guess just hunting some of the big guys makes sense. Killed a couple of them, yeah, so. Which enemy is the Thunderjaw? This one, maybe? That's the pressure. That's not pressure. Okay. There we go. It looks really good. The big guy with the two... Okay. Okay. I know which ones you're talking about. Or I have an idea of which ones you're talking... I'm not going to say I know exactly. But I do know generally what you're talking about then. Oh, without the... Okay, yeah. It's not just bipedal. It's lacking the back legs. Okay, I know which one... I do know which one you're talking about then. Yeah, yep. Got a lot to work on this picture. Whole thing. And put a little bit more further back. Pot slip. Yeah. Well, so it's comics, right? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream. Anyways, I'll probably wrap it up. And oh, hi, I didn't even realize Greens that you were Greens. I thought you were Ads because you guys have the same colored names. How are you doing, Greens? I heard your voice earlier while you were in reps, and I was like, I don't know whose voice that was immediately. I should have. I've heard your voice plenty of times, but I don't know. You were doing your little answering stuff. Trivia stuff, and I just couldn't place your voice. So, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. We send all the love to all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. But yeah, this is comic. So this is screen toning is what we're doing here to create more layers and stuff of depth. Call we witchy. Okay, for sure. With which disoriented. I'm sorry to hear that, unless that's funny disoriented, in which case, awesome. Oh, got drunk. Okay. Well then, I hope you feel better in a reasonable amount of time. I wanna... Yeah, we'll do this. Oh, that's a bit much, though. There we go. got home, got drunk, went to bed, woke up. That felt weird. Fair enough. Alright. I know I'm working on this. I'm actually going to wrap it up here. I know I started a little late, so it's kind of mean or whatever. But I have a dog behind me that is starting to get a little fussy. You can't hear him right now because he's only starting to get there. But I normally I would just stop for a break, but we're late enough in the day that I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here instead. So let's find someone that we can raid into today. You're off today, that's fair. Who is streaming? Anyone I'm following streaming at this point? Nix, Zach, Sammy, Rui! We're gonna raid Rui. Yeah, Rui's doing a VTuber rigging right now. So we're going, if people who are wanting to learn about animation, this is where you do have rigging because he's doing that sort of animation. Yeah, for sure. I've got to take care of the animal, but I'll be around for sure. Thank you guys for being part of my evening. Thank you for letting me be part of yours. Let me switch over to this so you can see my full face. Thank you guys for letting me be part of your evening. Thank you for letting me be part of yours. It's hours a day. You chose to spend some of your time with me. And I hope you guys know that's never a small thing. Yes, for people who know me from the Renaissance, it is partially stolen, but only partially. But yeah, I hope you guys always remember if someone is giving you their time, it's never a small thing. This song is, the one that's playing right now is actually a song written for my wife by Dr. Mary Crowell. So if it feels familiar, it's inspirational, not directly, because this song is handwritten specifically for my wife, and I use it on here so that way it's unique. But yeah, thank you guys. Don't forget, if someone's giving you their time, they're giving you time. Tomorrow, Saturday. What do I do on Saturdays? I don't even remember right now. One shot? We're going to be playing in Phil's one shot. I'm not going to be streaming probably. We'll be playing in his. So check out Phil's channel. Yeah, that's all I've got. I hope to see you guys next time. If I understand, big love.